What's up, guys? Chef Shaun O'Neale here, winner of MasterChef Season 7 and author of the cookbook, My Modern American Table. And I couldn't be more excited today, guys. Today I get to talk to you about the brand new Rhineland Angle Pro Knife Sharpener from Rhineland Cutlery. I've been using these guys, working with them on my knives for several years now, and their quality is just amazing. Now they have straight up changed the game with the Rhineland Angle Pro Sharpener. We've been using the same technology to sharpen knives since the Bronze Age. That's the sharpening wheel. So for over 2,000 years, we've been using the same technology to sharpen our knives. Rhineland has changed the game. I could not be more excited to be working with them on this, but this is what it's all about right here. This is the angle gauge, guys, and this is the first time ever that you can literally measure the angle of your blade to get a super precise sharpening with any style of blade, whether it be Japanese, German, steel, you name it, the Angle Pro Sharpener will take care of it. So as you can see here, there's some numbers going from 21 degrees down to 13 degrees, and those are the different angle variations of knives, right? So I've got this beat up, old, crusty, Japanese sushi knife, and we're gonna check it out. So we're gonna always start down here, and I can see we're starting on the 21 degrees, and I can see that the knife blade is popping down into this small little circle right here, right? So that means that's not the right angle. So those are more than likely, 19 to 20, more than likely not gonna be the right angles. So you're gonna keep on going down until your blade sits perfectly right on the edge of that circle. I'm close. Boom, I think there it is. 14 degrees is what I'm looking at with this guy. So this is the game changer right here. Obviously you can see that we have different angles through the Angle Pro Sharpener, but without this, we can't decide what we need. This is the game changer. This is the new technology that we haven't seen in knife sharpening in over 2,000 years. So we know that our angle is about 14, so that puts us in this green area. So what we have here, down on my right-hand side, your left-hand side, green is always 13 to 15, blue is 16 to 18, orange is 19 to 21 degrees, right? So you want to stay all the way through in that same color zone, right? So let's take a look at this knife. I mean, I sharpened this a few months ago, but I'm putting a little bit of weight. It's getting through there, but it's not sharp by any means whatsoever. So now what we want to do is let's obviously clean our blade off a little bit here. So this side is basically just your honing side, right? So the same as a honing steel. This is going to be your daily sharpener. You're going to use this pretty often just to keep your blades fresh. I would use this pretty much every time before I start cooking, right? So let's go ahead and run our blade through the ceramic wheel. So this doesn't really take any steel off your blade. It's really just honing the steel. So if this is what you're going to use more often, because you don't want to take steel off your blade every time. You just want to keep it with a nice edge. So we're just going to keep running this through maybe about 4 or 5 times. And then we'll check it again. We'll see what our sharpness is now. So a little bit better. Obviously we're getting through a little bit easier, but there's still a little bit of resistance there, right? So now we're gonna move on to our diamond coated wheels. These are gonna take a little bit of steel off of your blade, not too much. So this is, if you're getting pretty dull, if you've been working with chickens for a whole day and you've gone through a lot of bones, then you're going to go over here to the diamond coated side. Diamond coated is going to be the sharpening aspect, right? So if you were using a wheel or if you were using sharpening stone, this is kind of the same thing, but much easier. And we know the exact angle of the blade, right? We know the angle. That means we're going to get precision sharpness. So you can hear there's a difference there, right? You can hear the difference because it's taking off a little bit of the steel. So we'll run this through maybe about 4 or 5 times. You can, like I said, you can hear every little inch of that sharpening up the blade. So let's go one more time. And now let's check how sharp this guy is. So this is going to be a big difference, and we haven't even gotten to the tungsten sharpener yet, right? The tungsten new edge yet. So let's watch this. Oh yeah, so we're getting there. little bit less resistance. But like I said, this is an old beat up knife. I haven't been able to put a really good edge on it in a long time. So now we're gonna put a brand new edge on this guy. Right here, this is tungsten steel. This is going to completely put a new edge on, right? So this is gonna take a lot, not a lot, but this is gonna take some steel off your knives. You only wanna use this side when your knives are super, super dull and you need a new edge, right? So let's go ahead and go through the 13 through 15 angles here. We'll just pull it through at a little bit of a degree downward like that. And you can hear, again, it's a different sound, right? So you're hearing it take the steel off of this knife, and then a little bit of the rust too. I didn't show you earlier, but I had some rust build up right here. So now that we're going through the tungsten, that's starting to be eliminated. All right, let's go through 2 more times. All right, so now we have a new edge. I'm gonna stay away from it with my hands, all right? But we'll go ahead and check it with this tomato and see how, look at that. Just like butter. I'm barely holding the knife. You see that? I'm literally barely holding the knife. So this is actually the first time that I've sharpened something this dull with the Angle Pro. When I first got it, I just kind of touched up my already fairly sharp knives. This thing has been dull for like 20 years and it is just getting through these tomatoes with absolute ease. Let's do the paper test on this guy. All right, let's check out. Yeah, that's, I mean, that's a brand new edge, guys. That is just razor sharp, just slicing through. Look at those little slices. Yeah, like I said, this is the first time that I have actually sharpened a super dull knife with the Rhineland Angle Pro Sharpener. That's a brand new blade on a 20-year-old knife that was rusty and kind of beat up. You know, like I said at the beginning of this is a game changer. It is the very first sharpener with technology that you can measure your blade for an accurate sharpener or accurate sharpness. It's kind of mind-blowing. Like you really have to use it and give it a shot to see how sharp it gets these knives, especially these old beat up crusty knives. So Rhineland Angle Pro is now on Kickstarter. If you're watching this on Instagram, I have put the Kickstarter link in my bio. If you're watching on Facebook, I'm going to put the link in the post so you can get straight to it. Get on Kickstarter, get yourself an order. If you're a restaurant and you're using a sharpening service, this is going to save you thousands of dollars a year. This is going to eliminate the having to use that knife sharpening service, because it doesn't matter how experienced your chefs are, they can use the Rhineland Angle Pro Sharpener on any type of knife, whether it be their own personal knives or the white-handled knives that so many restaurants use that, you know, you send them off 2 weeks later, you get them sharpened, they go dull in 3 days, you send them off, they're dull again, right? Immediately, they're getting dull. If they're constantly getting worked, they're constantly getting dull. This eliminates that cost, and you don't need to be a highly trained chef to use the Angle Pro like you would a whetstone. You know, that takes some practice. Even a honing steel takes a little practice. So guys, for the home, for the professional kitchen, the Rhineland Angle Pro is a game changer. The next level of knife sharpening, the only new technology we've seen in so long. So go and check us out. Check out Rhineland. I love these guys. American made, American designed. The company's based in Florida. A really great company to work with. I've had the honor of working with them for a couple years, like I said, and I'm super excited for them and super excited for the Rhineland Angle Pro. So again, check us out on Kickstarter. The link will be in my bio or in the post. You guys are gonna love the Rhineland Angle Pro Sharpener, I guarantee it.